Creekside, I'm back for another tour. This time not of the whole place because you've seen that, and if you haven't, here it is. You've asked. We are currently in the process of answering that. This is the Creekside Humidor Tour 1.0/1.1. Come on inside and check it out. Crazy that a year ago, April 6, 2024, we launched Creekside, opened our doors, and a year later, this humidor looks completely different. Visually, a lot of it has stayed the same, but the cigars that we carry is constantly evolving. And now at this point, April 2025, the selection we have is like brand new and really exciting to be able to explore all these new boutique brands that you hear about in all our videos and try things you've never even seen before. So today, I figured we should just walk around and talk to you about some of the new cigars we have in here and check out some of the modifications we made. So all of you who don't have the opportunity to come into Creekside whenever you want or live in different states, you can experience a little bit of the Creekside Humidor magic. Starting off over here, 180 turn, Chris. You did it, lovely job. This is the Aganorsa section, plus Avowed. They're getting, we just brought these guys in, so I'm gonna start with them. Avowed Cigars, give them a quick shout out. Andrew and Dave, the guys that also run Small Batch Cigars. Big fan of that website and that retailer, but also these new cigars are so beautiful, made at Kellner Cigars, a newer factory in the DR. Really elegant, really delicious smokes. I literally just placed this order maybe a week ago, so they're brand new to the humidor and slowly getting introduced to everyone that comes in. Aganorsa, they're a staple. They've been with us since the beginning. Kunal, thank you so much for keeping us stocked on Aganorsa. Arsenio, my personal fave, followed by Rare Leaf Reserve and Corojo, Lonsdale, Noah's acclaimed #1 cigar of all time. You should come try it. Plus we got all the Anniversarios, the JFRs. You come over to this section, and if you remember from the first video, or if you've been here since the beginning with Creekside, this whole side of the humidor was all like legacy heritage brands. That whole side was all legacy heritage brands. This middle didn't exist. And then this little back wall over here got the boutiques. Now, this sucker is like 80% boutique brands, which is pretty cool. So on this wall, start at the bottom and work our way up. We got Espinosa Cigars, love those guys. Aladino, then you get Plasencia, Oliva, all of our Fuente stuff. As we shift down, oh, what up Foundation Cigars? What up Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust? Good to see you guys. Some of the heavy hitters, My Father Cigars, and our new favorite, Domain Cigars. If you haven't smoked Domain, what are you doing? You gotta try it. Made in Nicaragua. Esteban Disla, guy who used to run Nica Sueño, partnered up with a new gentleman, one of our very good friends here at Creekside now, and they are blending incredible cigars out of Nicaragua. Over here, anchoring our booth. Did I miss one over here? Oh, Chris, I missed one. La Roma de Cuba. They're pretty new as of like this week into the humidor. They're not a new brand, obviously, but newer to Creekside, and excited to have them as more of a heritage brand, but a staple here that you guys can get to know, get cozy up with them. Also, new merch, excusez-moi. First time we ordered merch, you gotta beat the back. Love the illustration, shout out Logan. Great job on that. First time we did merch, I didn't know, but the supplier we went with, we got all the stuff back and it was like European sizes. Like I was needing at least a double XL, but really I was pushing a triple XL. Now these are normal. This is an XL, everything's good to go. So check out the online shop to see what we got left on the merch. This wall that was initially our boutiques only, now really anchored by crown heads at the top 2 rows, 2.5 actually. They got part of the 3rd row now too. We love the guys at Crown Heads and all the cigars they're releasing. They got a lot of new stuff coming out. The Juarez Bulldozer, limited edition for this year. Mule Kick, Broadleaf, made at EP Carrillo. Also really excited to be welcoming in, it's not here yet, but the new Blood Medicine limited edition. That was my favorite Crown Heads release last year. It's coming back, we got it. Principal Cigars, man, we are running low on Principal. All right, I gotta get some Aviator in this joint. But Principal selection here. Crux we're also running low on. Wow, this is Staff pick by me over here, the Crux Epicure, great Connecticut cigar, tons of flavor, good body, delicious smoke. Tony, I know you're gonna be calling me saying, Dave, I don't see all the facings out. And admittedly, we're running low, so I do need some more. Hit me up. Next to FQ Cigars, one of my good friends, Matt Hunt, made the Noxa factory in Nicaragua. Great blends. And then at the bottom, this has become a Creekside fan favorite, which is Sereno Cigars. We got a lot of their stuff here, and we just got a whole shipment up in top stock. So, you know, I'm sorry for some of the gaps that you guys see on the shelves. It's all up here getting scanned in today because we got a lot of new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, the Bocock brothers, if you don't know, now you guys do. Brian and Doug became really great friends of mine in 2021 when they launched this brand. And they're making their cigars at Honduras. Plus, they do their Sumatra one at AJ Fernandez. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, that's okay. Really, really good cigars, brand new to the humidor. The boxes aren't even unwrapped. That's how you know. When you see some of these lids closed, that means the brand probably came in today or yesterday, and the guys are getting them tagged and getting them on the shelves, get them online as soon as we can. Fratello Cigars, our good friend, first podcast guest ever, Omar DeFrias. You got Padron taking up this entire row, edge to edge, Padron City. Family series, the new 75th, the Corticus, those little guys, they're at the end. I'll pull one if we have any there to show you guys. You need to be smoking that. We got Warped up top, Warped Colmena, cigar that got me into cigars, always in stock at Creekside. And a new staff pick for me. So I got a Connecticut over there and a broadleaf over here. My palate is ever changing and evolving, but I'm such a fan of the new Sarto. If you haven't had it, you should totally try. Center table, we're almost there, people, but hey, if you guys have been asking for the humidor video, I don't wanna skip over some of the goods. Like, this is your one chance to see what we have in here. Atabey, the Lancero, come on, Spiritus, I should say. Beautiful cigar. And then Divinos and Brujos, a couple other sizes that we really love here. Keep those in stock. And then, I mean, I've been saying this for a while, so I don't want to overkill it, but the brand that scared me for a long time, that now I love, Black Label Trading Co. Amazing cigars. Amazing cigars. We got, I'm not going to say the entire lineup because that would be false, but a lot of what they're offering. And then at the front ish part of the table, we got the Killer Bees collection from Blackworks Studio, which is pretty cool. And then Rojas cigars, brand new to the humidor as of this week. Blue Bonnet, an all Corojo Nicaraguan cigar, unbelievably good. Small ring gauges only is their motto. So, I mean, immediately we're like, okay, yeah, just send the cigars. That'd be cool. And then the other cigar that brought them to infamy, the Street Tacos. Delicious, delicious full flavored cigars. All right, a couple more to call out here. Take a breather, everybody. You know, we're making our way through. Illusione and Tatuaje, an ever-changing selection of these two brands, kind of depending on what we're all smoking in that given month is what we'll bring in because their portfolio goes so deep. We like to really take specific ones that we really enjoy so we can talk very specifically about the profiles and the sizes and the blends of each of these. So they're here. HVC holding it down. They used to be a new brand, but when you bring like 10 or 11 brands in 1 month, they become an old brand. But been a fan of HVC since 2016, 2017, smoking Pan Caliente and Cero. Beautiful Nicaraguan Corojo tobaccos used in a lot of these blends, and Renier Lorenzo just gets it. He knows what he's doing. If you haven't tried HVC, great place to start with boutique cigars. They won't let you down. Another new one, Paul Gamarian, PG Cigars. You might know it by the P and the G. You might know it by Paul Gamarian, but if you don't know it, that sticker's still on there, so I'm not gonna try to open these. Made at the Davidoff factory in the Dominican Republic, one of very few brands, if any, that are still made there. And we have cigars with them ranging from 2001 production dates to 2020, because you can't really buy anything newer than 2020 with them because they age them for so long. And these cigars will just take you on a roller coaster of profiles, of tasting notes. Noah always talks about like the funk that you get out of cigars. Some of these are too funky for me. There's a couple from like 01, and then there was one from 08. Some of them just get a little dusty, a little little antique shop vibes. But they're complex. You'll taste flavors you've never had before in a cigar, and the construction, the quality of them are just unbelievably good. So we're really excited to have PG in the Humidor. And then our friends at Alec Bradley, their new release, Safe Keepings, is kind of my favorite right now. That and Kintsugi kind of hold it down for me. They make delicious cigars. We got Room 101 out here in their new 15th anniversary. The bright yellow, you can't miss it when you walk in. And then, oh, let me just show the Corticus. These are the Padrones I can't get enough of right now for $6.50. Look at these things. They're like 4 and change by 36, 38. Absolutely awesome cigar, like cashew butter bomb with some spice and pepper, sweet, delicious, complex. Great representation of Padron. We can't forget the bundles. We got the bundles. We got the Quorums and the new Cubas and one Ichiban left. I just like saying Ichiban. 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 All right, that's a fairly quick tour of the Creekside Humidor. Today, we'll probably try and do these relatively frequently so you guys can see how it changes and evolves, but I will say some of the most fun that we have is meeting these new brands, meeting the new owners, hearing about what makes them so passionate and why they're in this industry. And sometimes it's family heritage, and sometimes it was a passion that turned into a business that they're running. And so having these smaller brands and boutique brands, that is such a driver to us here to support these entrepreneurs and these business owners, but also they just make cigars that taste different, right? There's no big rules and guidelines in these well-known brands that they have to stay within these confines of what the cigar needs to taste like. They get to just explore and be creative and have fun. And for me, that's so much of what got me into cigars was the creativity behind it all, behind blending and bands and packaging and telling these stories of farmers and factories. That to bring brands in that are doing that on a daily basis just aligns perfectly with what we're doing at Creekside. So my hope is that you haven't heard a lot of the cigars that I just rattled off in my ADD rant about this Humidor. And if you haven't, come on in and try some new ones. Tell the guys what you normally smoke, and then we'll point you in the direction for some new ones to get a hold of, light up, and enjoy. Until next time that we get to meet, I hope you smoke one of these in good company with people you love, or by yourself, enjoying yourself. But coming down to Creekside, check out this Humidor, or keep following us online. Check out what we got coming on the store. Really appreciative of everybody who's followed along this journey. I can't believe how much this Humidor has grown, the new brands we've brought in, how this shop and Creekside as a community has grown. It's been a wild ride, and we're just getting started year one, baby. All right, until next time, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.